going like.
Why did it do that? What up, what up, what up, what up? Alright, so we're working on the Audi today. A4 Quattro, turbo, everything. 2-liter turbo. What are we doing, Mark?
So we're gonna take out this bitch right here, the cylinder head.
No, what are we doing, like?
Oh, right now? We're just prepping right now.
No, I mean like, just the rundown, like what gaskets, what are we
take
changing?
out the head gasket, change it, the timing chain, the timing tensioner. This is fucking 207, 206. They are common to fail the tensioner back here, so we're changing that. We're gonna reseal the griddle. We're gonna take out the camshaft, so it's kind of a big job.
Yeah, it's gonna take a couple days, minimum.
We're gonna take out the intake manifold, clean out, carbon cleaning, because you know it's direct injected.
Man's did his research on that.
And we're gonna change a bunch of
stuff. Yeah, we're gonna pretty much take this whole top half apart and go after it.
You see the leaking? All this leaking?
Yeah, it's leaking right. Coolant right there. And oh, you put a new bolt in that bitch?
That was last time.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, it's leaking oil, as you can see, like right there on the valve cover bolts. Yeah, he he had the low oil light on his way home yesterday, so.
She scared the fuck out of me.
Yup. So that's what it is. And this is part of the fleet too, the hoopty fleet it's already up on jacks. It's already set up pretty much. So we can drain the coolant, drain all the fluids, take off the front bumper so we can get at the timing and everything before we you know, make sure it's top dead center before we start taking the head and everything else off. So yeah, mark everything and all that. So here we go. Alright, so we're trying to take the bolts off, right?
Yeah. Here, hold on.
Okay.
It's recording. That's what I'm saying. You want me to hold the 19?
No, it should be fine.
It's locked.
Perfecto. That's the type of crack you want to hear, bro. Right here.
So I don't know, what do you call this? The crankcase bend?
What? No, this crank pulley, bro.
Crank pulleys, or yeah,
Bro, don't let them clown you on YouTube, bro.
Nigga, I ain't no mechanic, nigga. This is do at your own risk. Nice. We're gonna move it clockwise until so this right here aligns to this right here. So we're gonna move it clockwise, and then this should face like this. They should be like meeting at a triangle. So use a 19, move it, then we'll see what happens.
12.19 mil right there.
Yep. This should recording.
Well, 3/4 if you have a standard set. So clockwise this way then?
Yep.
When you're looking at it clock.
And for easier like alignment, we took out what you call them? The spark plugs.
Oh yeah. But you still have that one in there, right?
Yeah, we only have one which has the oil in it.
Alright, so we're trying to take these head bolts off. Right there. It's a specialty Audi specialty like socket. But what we did was we got a bit set like this. Boom. And you need a long one. But it was too much money to get the long one. It's probably like $70 for that set. So we got this bit set for 15 bucks. And it's a T55 right there. So what we did is we had this. And then we had a little little socket that holds it. It's a 10 millimeter. This back part is 10 millimeters. And then use an extension. Hammered it in there because it's going to be a tight squeeze. But it doesn't really damage the bolt itself. It's still intact, as you can see. I used it on this. We already got, how many did we get out so far?
It's number 5.
That's number 5. So there's 10 altogether. And there's a sequence. That's how you take it off right there if you want to just screenshot that. Let's keep going. 5 more to go. Ah! Alright, so update. We were trying to disconnect the exhaust manifold, and we tried a few things. We tried taking off the turbo flange, which it really did help, but not to do what we needed it to do. So that was a pain in the ass. But as you can see, there's like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts up here that you have to take off, but there's also studs down here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 along the bottom that hold these wedges in. So it wedges there's like a little slit right there, and this thing basically sits, this bar right here basically sits in that slit. So which way is it? This way. So basically sits like that right up against it. inside these studs. And some of the bolts were coming off with the studs, just like this. The bolts were coming out as, you know, one piece instead of just the nut. Two of them did that, the inside too. So that was a pain. We had to do literally like hand, using a open side 12 mil right here, open-ended, and just going gleek, gleek, quarter turn at a time. And that was a pain in the butt. But hours later, we finally got those wedges out and then pulled. All right, so after taking the manifold off, we slid the head over, and we still have the lock on there, the cam locks, just in case something happens, you know, while we're moving it around or whatever. So this is hard to move. I used a pry bar. It helps if you take the turbo flange bolts off and push the downpipe back. That helps a lot, just to get the head off. It's moving free right now. So, and the intake manifold is a whole other beast. It had like 1,000,000 torque screws, T27 torque screws, a bunch of fuel or air fittings just like this, these pinch fittings. We had to cut a bunch of coolant hoses just because they were sort of rotting on the pipes. We can just get standard coolant hoses on there, just like here. So an example of that would be right here. Where does this go to?
That's the coolant.
But to where?
So into the engine.
Oh, it supplies the
back,
yeah.
And then from the reservoir.
Okay, so it's from the reservoir supply, and this is where it connects to go to the block. And we had to cut the hose just because it's just, look at it, like it's rotten on the pipe. So there's no way we could get it off in one piece, and it just needs to be changed regardless. So a bunch of T-torque screws, and then
fuel lines,
a lot of fuel lines, but also you have to take in consideration that there's injectors that are in there that you have to like pretty much like unplug the intake out of, which also is a pain in the ass. But you can, you know, we have to take a bunch of fuel lines and everything out anyway. So we're gonna take, there's a flange right here.
Housing back there.
Yeah, for the coolant. I think it's, isn't it thermostat or what?
No, I know. I have the replacement. I forgot what it is.
Anyway, it's down there. And yeah, we gotta take that off so that we can undo the whole system in there. So boom, let's go. All right, so we're cleaning off the heads now. I mean the piston tops, WD-40, seafoam. We got that one soaking in there right now. We're probably gonna hit it with this wire brush right here, but we're trying the Scotch pad just to see like how much effort it takes, and maybe finish it off with some. Yeah, and you can still see the cross hatching inside the piston walls. I don't know if you can see that closer, but the cross hatching is still there. So it's not any like piston wear or piston wall wear, cylinder wear.
Okay, folks, this is the finished product. I don't know if you all can see. After cleaning them, I think I'm satisfied with the job that we've done.
We got the head over here though. Okay. We got the intake side soaking with seafoam and WD. That's the head, the top of it right there. We still have the lock in there. We just like making sure that it doesn't falter or anything. Make sure it stays where it's supposed to be. So boom, you can see the carbon buildup right there. or not the carbon buildup, but the buildup in general, even on the exhaust side. We kind of got ahead of ourselves a little bit. Took the vacuum pump off. That's sort of sits like that. T27 Torx. How many of them? 2, 3. You can see the bolt holes, 1, 2, and then 3 over there. Also, we can change this gasket right here and change this chain. All right, so we want to change all this stuff out, and there we go.
Doesn't look, there's no marks, so that's good. It looks clean.
Yeah, it's just oily.
So the big battle right now is not strip this bolt that's right in here.
Cause in there.
Yep.
What is that? Hey guys, so we were battling for a minute trying to get this cradle off. Off camera, we took, there's 25 bolts. 2 of them had already been broken. As you can see, the studs are right here. What's left of the studs. The cam chain off completely is because the bolt for this pulley right here, idler pulley for the cam, is stripped. Worst things worst, we can just we have to drill out that bolt completely. Alright guys, I'm at work right now, and I got so I have this on a vise. It was in here like so. Drilled out the head. Here's the drill with the head on it. Drilled the head off, ended up bearing the sprocket came off. And apparently now that I did all that, I sort of tapped what's left of the bolt, and it's just coming off by hand. So here it is. Buck, thank you for blessing the day. And there it is. That bitch is out. We can put the new shit on. Boom. Got back to the warehouse. We got the cam back on. Assembly lube on everything. We also put it underneath these cams as well. And on the cradle, just for good measure. Mark, what are you doing right now?
Putting this sealant on this shit.
Putting the sealant on there.
This shit tough as hell. Okay, this shit.
Terrible. Garbaggio. Nice, he's doing pretty. So this is what we're using for assembly lube. Permatex. Pretty standard, I believe. But yeah, we got it all clean, as clean as can be. Alright, we got the cradle on top now. It's sitting really beautifully. That you can see the sealant right there. It's gonna be, once it gets tightened down, everything's gonna be perfect. So this is where that bolt was stuck in. And as you can see, our timing is a bit off right now, but we got the markings on the cam. We're gonna match it to the marking on the cradle. That's how we know our timing is right, like here. So there's a cam marking right there, then the cradle marking right there. And then now we're just getting tightened the bolts. So, alright, torque the bolts. We torque them starting from, this is like we do one row at a time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. There's this row right here at the back. That's the last one, where that cam chains are supposed to be. And yeah, you can see the freaking goop oozing out the sides, which is perfect. Not too much though. The perfect amount all around and inside as well. Boom. Shit look factory. Shit look factory. We're getting too hyped. Anyway, let's we're gonna time it now. Put this cam back on, torque it down, and then we should be Gucci.
And those ones closed, and this one's open.
Boom.
And the exhaust ones are open. 3 is open.
We had to do a lot of shit off camera, bro, because we were just...
We have to be careful.
We were doing some YouTube University shit right there. So, basically, we messed up at first. Right? But we caught ourselves. We're smart enough to mark the cradle as well as the cam.
Okay, wait. We're going to do this on the camera and find out with the viewers as
right. So, we're trying to... the chain basically helps... when you're changing the chain, it helps time the two cams together, right? And we were way off. So even though the lobes are pointing at each other, like they are here.
It was like a tooth, both a tooth off on both sides.
Yeah, so about a tooth, yeah. Maybe like, probably like 2-3 degrees off on each side. So this one was too far that way, and this one was too far that way. So we had to use two different tools. This is the intake cam tool that goes right in here.
I'll say spend the money on the special tools.
Right.
You're saving a lot of money by doing it yourself. What's a few extra dollars?
Right. So we had to use this to torque this intake cam down, and then we used a 5/8, which is really a 16 mil, because this is Audi metric, and we used this to torque it up so they can meet, because this pulley, when you're putting the chain on, this pulley sort of has to, it only goes in one way, so that's how you know it's timed right, because the way you mark on this end, there's like a special chain on the back side, and then you count 18 and 19 pins from that chain, and these are the 18th and 19th pin, and then there's a marking right on that, if you can see it, that black marking right on this this sprocket here for the intake. You line it up with that, that's how you know where you're at. So
did we mark this side? But it's time, but I'm just wondering, did we mark it?
Mark it for what?
We didn't with a pen?
No.
Okay.
It was already so that's how we know, because when we first took off the timing belt, we had to time it right there. So between this mark right here.
I can't see it. Move it right. Hold on. Move down a little bit. Yes, so
this mark on the cam, and then that mark on the cover. Alright, so we tightening that bolt for this pulley / sprocket. It is 177 inch-pounds, or 20 Newton meters. So here we go, we're gonna hit, and then 1/8 turn right after that, as soon as you. Okay. Then an 1/8 turn. Ooh. Perfecto. You see? I hope you're watching this, whoever did this last, because this is how the fuck you do it. You see that? Right where the the nut goes into? No stripping. What a concept. What a concept.
sure.
Alright, so we're gonna put back the cam chain housing, and I put a little bit of RTV so I could get the gasket stuck on, but there's little divots right here that will sort of line it up anyway. But I was kind of doing a little bit of overkill. So there's a little spring pump action right here that goes into the exhaust cam right there, and there's oil holes in there. I don't know exactly what it does, but it sort of pumps it in through, and I think it pumps it through the oil wells and the cams as well. So you sort of have to line it up a little bit and then insert the bolts. Are these supposed to be changed too or no? It should be fine, right?
Yeah.
Yup. This is after the cleanup. You can see right there was, I think, a misfire or something. Or a but it should be okay. The side there is pretty clean. Sheesh. Everything's back together. We did a lot of it off camera. Recording. It's cold as shit outside. Let me show them outside real quick, bro. This is Minnesota. It's like 5 degrees Fahrenheit outside. And this is the first start after putting everything back together. Everything's gonna be okay. Alright, we forgot to put back the PCB. Good thing it was something right on top, bro. I'm looking nervous now, but the way it started, the way that shit sounded. I think it's okay though, cause you heard like that thing cranking over. That means it's okay. Alright, we forgot to put back the PCB. Good thing it was something right on top, bro. I'm looking nervous now, but the way it started, the way that shit sounded. I think it's okay though, cause you heard like that thing cranking over. That means it's okay. If you like that video, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna have more ready for y'all in the coming weeks. Ding!